Wow, this guy definitely took the term long way home to the new level. He's traveling for 27 years from Chile to UK, which makes it one of the longest trips done on foot by human being. The guy's name is Karl Bushby or Bushby, I think Bushby. He was born in 1969. He's English ex-paratrooper. And that's the map of his travel shared on Wikipedia. So he started at the very bottom of the South America, went all across to Alaska. He crossed into Russian Federation, then went down to Central Asia and going to England, UK in roughly 2000 miles. He's going to finish his trip. There was the problem for him to enter Russia. Yeah, what a surprise. He was banned even for 5 years, but he went to the embassy and resolved the situation, so he walked through the Russian territory too. But judging on this article, I understand that he is not like walking constantly. He may fly to some of the country and live there for some time. Then he returns to the checkpoint he left and continue walk. So it's some sort of the Itchy Boots style. Itchy Boots, it's the motorcycle adventurer whom I follow. A lady, her name is Norley. She's from Netherlands. She has lots of the subscribers, 3.12 million. And she's like also crazy. She even went recently to Afghanistan. Wow. She also traveled through South America, North America, Africa, Asia, like she was almost everywhere. I think she has the most popular travel motorcycle channel out there on YouTube. Every of her videos is close to 1 million views, sometimes 2 million views. Yeah, crazy numbers. She's so humble, so down to ground, so entertaining. That's why people watch her as well as I do. But Karl Bushby is doing it on his feet, which is kind of the complicated. And imagine traveling 27 years on a road, on a run, well, with some of the breaks, of course. It's like normally she leaves her motorcycle somewhere in Africa, then she flies back to Netherlands and then comes back. So I guess here the same situation, but nevertheless, it's very, very hard. Now he looks like that.
Of a war zone, and there's a whole layer above that of cartels and drugs.
Oh yeah. That's the most dangerous part. This war zone. It's the South America. I heard the spot, the part of the jungles where you have to travel through the very, very dangerous place, and you cannot bypass it. Maybe just swimming. And Karl was doing swimming too, so his idea is either hike or swim without using any sort of the other transport. He has his carriage with a spare tire, and just imagine traveling that long and finally step down. Yeah, your life is all about hiking at this point, traveling by foot. So how can you format to the normal life to sit at one place somewhere? I think it's really going to be kind of hard for him to settle down. It's kind of encouraging that people put those big targets and reach it, but sometimes this path may take half a life at least. Well, I think this guy is a little crazy because there is the difference between him, for example, and some sort of the YouTuber who films those travel videos, not necessarily in hotels, yeah, in some of the unpopular areas, but it is out there for pleasure, self achievements, and also content, yeah, of course. But this guy is doing it for himself. His cockroaches in his brain just told him, you need to walk from Chile to UK, that's your goal, do it. And it doesn't matter how much time you spend for it. Well, yeah, interesting. I would like to have this activity, but my life is kind of short for it. So I don't think it worth just hike, all of this time. I think I can find some more interesting activity settling down somewhere, especially with the family, kids, but without kids, without any sort of the spouse, you are totally free to do whatever you want, I guess. You don't have any sort of the obligations, you are completely free. Yeah, there's some plus there as well. Could be one of the themes for the future videos, whether to stay alone or whether to have a family or connect your life to some other human being creature. After all, for me, I think the second variant is is more bright, I would say. I have my own adventure. And of course, that guy was risking, walking that long way, unknown environment. There could be robberies, there could be army men. In Russia, drivers are crazy. Sometimes people are crazy too, not just in Russia, but in multiple of the areas. It is a very risky activity, but since he is still alive, it shows that after all, it's okay. I would say it's the same thing than people want to reach, for example, the peak of Everest. There is no one pushing them to do it, but they are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes even more than $100,000 to get to the mountain to prove to themselves that they are capable to do it. So I think with Karl it was the same. Like he put out of nowhere this goal and decided to reach it for his own achievement. Yeah, it's kind of unique in our modern society, and then we tend to live in big groups in cities, but here, like, it's outcast thinking. Nevertheless, there are multiple people like that. Well, it's not for everyone, after all, to walk 27 years somewhere, but there were already occasions like Carl's ones. Usually people cycle, travel on motorcycles, but there were also the guys who walk around the world or sail around the world. I think it's the part of our discovery nature. I think we have this kind of stuff to uncover something unknown. That's why astronomy is very interesting for many people, because it is mainly undiscovered, or people go diving because that world is also unreachable for usual people. Yeah, so it's interesting to see this universe underwater, the great part of which is also undiscovered. But for me, actually, I would just probably watch those people hiking, watch those people riding. I would like to have my motorcycle and travel somewhere, but I can't, because I'm dedicated to my main channel, to this job, to my family, so I cannot. Maybe I would like to. Maybe then I'll be an old guy, 80 years old. I would say, oh, I should have traveled for 2 years somewhere elsewhere. Yeah, I understand that I would miss it, and we live just once. So yeah, probably there is the chance for me actually to go somewhere, but not for 27 years. Maybe 1 year, 2 years maximum. But I cannot, as I say to you, afford it, and hopefully then I'll be at least 50 years old, and still I'll have some of the physiques. I could go somewhere, hopefully, if I'll still be alive. Who knows? Who knows what might happen? And it also shows that many people live their lives not as they want. I think me too, yes. Even though I like what I do, like in general, it's better than my previous job, I think, overall, because I have more freedom. I like aviation too, but filming content is very interesting. But the guy, Carl, this guy, yeah, he lives the life that he wants to live. And the money is not the big factor for him. He had some of the sponsors, many sponsors stopped dealing with him after the 2008 crisis. Then he found new sponsors. So I think that the main thing is to have your goal and to go for it, as he literally walking towards his goal. Very interesting story. I hope he finishes his trip successfully and safely. All right, guys, that's all what I want to say about today. Ciao.